You want the reading? Everybody scrolled away. This is for my freaks. What do my freaks need to know? Hey, you got Aquarius placements? Fucking freaks. Okay. What do you need to know? What's your rising sign? Comment. By the way, if you guys haven't met me, hi. I'm Izzy. I go by 8th House Mercury here and Astremia on my other account, where I do evolutionary astrology. I fucking knew it. I just rolled the moon in Gemini in the 10th house. I was like, there's some air placements here. Before I read for you, in exchange for my reading, the best way you guys can support me is by subscribing to my newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. It's where I channel the upcoming transits straight to your inbox every Monday to guide you through the week ahead using my amazing gifts at astrology. And I will toot my own horn. I am fucking phenomenal. Okay. Anyways, Mercury, waning crescent and Grand Cross. There's a conversation that I feel like you've been avoiding. That has to do with your emotions. That has to do with the... I'm gonna pry here. What's going on? Tell me. Like, that straight up was void of course. I feel like there's this sort of energy within you that you're just like, I don't know how to approach this conversation. I don't know how to have this conversation. Maybe it feels like it's too out of left field, or it's like it doesn't even seem like the right place, the right time. So how can I help you? Those are gunshots. Perks of living in the woods. That for me is like, it's time to pay attention. Last quarter. Ninth house. I see. This has to do with like your beliefs. Pisces at the bottom. Your beliefs are changing and they are different from that which you were raised in. And that's a heavy thing to like think about. You are changing your beliefs. You are changing how you wish to go about building a foundation for yourself, and it is not following the structures of your family. For some of you, I feel like there's sort of this feeling of like, I need to tell my family. Pluto. And I'm throwing Pluto for whatever reason. It's almost like you were like, you saw it as well and you were like, no. Because this is about to change. Ugh. We have Cancer at the bottom. Your feelings. You might be a Cancer. Okay. Pisces. Okay. Anything? Sextile what? 33. Oh, my son just crawled behind me on the chair, and it feels like that for me. That's what that 33 and 20, or 33, it's 22 in Pisces sextile is. God's got your back. Spirit's got your back. Universe has got your back. Whatever modality you want to subscribe to has got your back. It's going to feel like there's nothing holding you, but you are held in this change, in this transformation. Can I get extra support and advice for my sweet friends watching this about this conversation? I know that you guys are very lighthearted people, funny people. Usually you create a lot of laughter in your communities and in your environments. I've kind of had a new collective of you guys. Why are we shooting firearms at 8 o'clock at night? I'm such an old lady, guys. Like, I'm all for like doing what you want to do, but like, I'm tired and the sun is set. Anyways, back to the channel. Back to your regularly programmed schedule channel, me, Izzy. Okay. There is a depth to you that I feel like you don't let other people see. and you've been exploring magic, the mysteries of the world, of different occult practices, of just really working with the fabric of our reality instead of subscribing to, like, let's say, like a Catholic or Christian narrative, right? These sort of structural religions. We have the offering, the stone, and the Father. That's why I placed a hand on my heart, because it really feels like this is a confrontation of, like, it's almost like there's multiple ways that this feels that this is coming up. I feel like you need to talk to your father about this. You need to have a conversation. You need to share. But it's also about, like, you rebuilding your idea of what the Father is for yourself. And I almost feel like this is an offering for you of, like, I'm here to tell you, you are at a point in your life where you have so much to offer. And this sort of thing of, like, familial shame that is holding you back is not serving you. And that's why Spirit's really like, we've got your back. We will be your foundation. Like, this sort of, again, my cat going behind me and just, like, holding me up. We have the mountain here. Let me grab my book, because there's a channeled message for you with this. So whenever I see that mountain card, I always think of this book by Brianna Wiest. The Mountain Is You. So tell me, Spirit, how can we move forward with this? This is your mind is anti-fragile. What is this about? Yeah. Okay. Your brain is the oh fuck. You guys better listen. That's why those gunshots are going off. Is your brain the greatest antagonist in your life? Is irrational fear the core of the majority of your greatest stressors? Do you ever have the hunch that you're almost seeking out problems, creating issues where they don't exist, overreacting, overthinking, and catastrophizing? If you said yes to any of these, congratulations, you're self-aware. You're also just like everybody else. If you feel like you always subconsciously are scanning your life trying to identify the next thing to worry about, the next potential threat to fear, you'd be right. What we fear most is that our minds What we fear most is what our minds identify as the least likely threat that we cannot control. If the threat is highly likely, then we don't fear it. We respond to it. That's why most worries come from not just identifying the one thing we cannot control, but the small, unlikely thing we cannot control. So why do our minds need this, though? Why can't we just enjoy what we have and be grateful? To a point, absolutely. But our minds also need adversity, and that's why it's instinctual to keep creating problems, even if there aren't any real ones in front of us. The human mind is something called anti-fragile, which means that it actually gets better with adversity. Like a rock becomes a diamond under pressure, or immune system strengthens after repeated exposure to germs. If you deny any and reject any kind of challenge in your life, your brain will compensate by creating a problem to overcome. Except this time, there won't be any reward in the end. You'll just be battling you for the rest of your life. The cultural obsession with chasing happiness, shielding oneself from anything triggering, and the idea that life is primarily good and any challenge we face is a mistake of our fate that is what actually weakens us mentally. Shielding the mind from any adversity makes us more vulnerable to anxiety, panic, and chaos. Those who cannot help but create problems in their mind often do so because they have ceased creative control of their existence. They move into the passenger seat, thinking life happens to them rather than being a product of their actions. That is what's happening for you here. You're getting the opportunity to do some hard things. So who wouldn't be afraid if that were the case? But what most people don't tell you is that adversity makes you creative. It activates a part of you that's often latent. It makes things interesting. Part of the human narrative is wanting something to overcome. The trick is keeping it in balance, choosing to exit your comfort zone, and enduring pain for a worthy cause. What the fuck is your cause? Time to figure it out. Focusing on a problem that are real problems in the world, like hunger or politics or whatever else. But most importantly, it's about staying engaged with what we can control in life, which is most things if you really think about it. Anti-fragile things need tension, resistance, adversity, and pain to break and transform. We get this by deeply communing with life and being a part of it rather than fearing our emotions and sitting on the sidelines. You cannot stay there forever, nor do you want to. Embracing the grit of it all is what you were made for. Lean in and start living. That's your goddamn message. I'm leaving this here. I love you guys. If you want to expand on this, my readings are open, and come join my Discord.